Let's all look inside his room. It's Shit in John Wayne's Room.
Hey everybody, welcome to Shit in John Wayne's Room, the guitar edition. I am John Wayne. You know me from being a non-extreme horror writer. I'm also a musician and an awesome dude for life. I play in the punk rock band John Wayne is Dead, and check that out. So, a lot of people are always asking, I have a lot of stuff in my room and in my office here. I call it the Neon Palace of Sin, and people have hit me up sometimes and what do you got in there? What is this? What's that? What is that? I see these glimpses of things within your sphere, and we want to know more. So I decided to do this segment, starting new for 2025, with all new stuff, and this is one of them. So I will be going about in this segment telling you about the things in my room. Not only just, hey, here's a thing, but I'm going to give you the backstory, why this is important. Why do I have this thing, right? So that's what this is all about. So welcome. Thank you very much. Today, in the Shit in John Wayne's Room Guitar Edition, we're going to talk about the main guitar that I use right now in John Wayne is Dead, my Gretsch Electromatic G5120. Now, modified with, of course, my own little insignia there. So, this guitar is, it's got the single cutaway, as you can see, and it has the Bigsby bridge, almost iconic as far as Gretsch guitars go to have that Bigsby on there. So this is a Korean made. This was made in the Korean factory in July of 2006, and it was, the 3,946th instrument that they made in that factory that year. That's always been my lucky number. So of course this is a black finish, glossy, wonderful, beautiful guitar. It's got the dual humbuckers here. And these pickups are the factory pickups. So the pickups that this came with are called Blacktop Filtertron pickups. They are, there's another version of these that are just the regular Filtertron, no blacktop, but this model happens to come with these. Now, there's some debate online about which one is better, the regular Filtertron or the blacktop Filtertron. Some say that this is the inferior pickup. Inferior pickup, I disagree, my friends. It is, of course, all how you make it, how you play. The sound is really literally in your fingertips when you play. And I like these pickups. One of the things that these pickups provide that the regular Filtertrons don't is good low end. Now, as you know, playing in John Wayne is Dead, if you're a fan, thank you, by the way. But also, it's a two-piece band. It's myself and the wonderful, attractively awesome Chris Jett on drums, but it's just little old me on guitar. So I need all the low end that I can get. I used to play through 3 amps at a time every show. I've since streamlined that a little bit. So I need help low end wise I can get from the guitar, and that's what these pickups give for me. When I play, I keep this in my switch in the middle position, so I'm getting signal into both of these pickups. I like that. I play just with a little bit of reverb on this guitar live, a little bit of overdrive when we hit the choruses or leads or anything like that. But otherwise, in the middle position, this guitar sounds warm, it sounds full, and again, it's gonna give me more of the low end that I need, keeping it in that middle position, rather than if I have it all the way down at the bridge and I'm just like screaming or whatever, or up all the way, then it kind of, while I do like that tone, sometimes it's just not as clear as you want it to be or cutting. So I'm a fan of keeping it right there in the middle. That's how I play. I have this fitted for 12 gauge strings, and I play DR. I've used a lot of strings throughout my career, and at the beginning of playing, I was a notorious string breaker. I'm very passionate, maybe I play too hard, all that kind of stuff. So I had to learn, of course, as you go, to stretch your strings, to try different things, not to be so aggressive with your picking and proper technique. All that, yeah, you learn that. But I went through a lot of strings still, and I kept coming back to DRs. These are just happen to be my favorite string. I'm not endorsed by them. DR, if you'd like to, reach out. But I like to use it. 12 gauge, that's a very thick gauge. That's what I like. Again, that's for tone. It comes from your strings, your gauge, how you're touching these strings, what kind of pick you use. All of that determines your tone. So for me. That's why I have the 12 gauge strings on here. I've got it set up nice and good. I play it in the middle position. Now I want to tell you how I came across this guitar and how it ended up in my possession. So, several years back, Chris Jett and I are on one of the John Wayne is Dead tours that we were doing around that time, and we stopped in Tennessee because we had chosen Memphis and Nashville. We stopped at our good friend Marshall Sanchez's house. Marshall also is a fantastic musician and producer. For those of you who know or do not know, Marshall mixed and produced our newest record, Who Hurt You, which is available now to stream everywhere. The vinyl is coming out in just a couple of months. The cassette is at our shows and on our website. But so we're on tour, and we stop in Memphis at Marshall's house. He's putting us up for both of our Tennessee dates. He's also arranged basically both of them, helped us book them, has the bands that are playing with us on both dates. He's helped us out tremendously. Now, when we come into the house after we first get there, this is probably our 4th or 5th stop on the tour, and Marshall has 2 Electromatics on his kitchen table, just like our dining room table, just strewn out. There's a bunch of stuff, but he has these 2 Electromatics, this one and a red one, sitting there. Looking at him, he says, "Hey, you guys, I just actually, I've been restoring these, fixing these up. They had some issues, and I fixed them all so I could, resell them or whatever." And I was like, "Man, that's cool. I've been looking at transitioning into an electric guitar for John Wayne is Dead." So John Wayne is Dead used to, when we first very started, I played acoustic guitar only. Now I played it through an amp, electric, and all that kind of stuff, but it was acoustic guitar. It was acoustic punk. But we realized that we needed a jolt. We needed a bump. We needed to get it where it needed to be, and acoustic just wasn't cutting it. So Marshall thrust this guitar into my hands and said, "Play this at the gig tonight." And I said, "Play it tonight? I don't know. That's kind of abrupt. I don't know if I can." He said, "Play it tonight. Play it tonight and see. If you like it, great. If you don't like it, just switch back to your other guitar after a song or 2. And I said, "Oh, yeah, that makes sense." So we went out, we played the show that night, and I started with this guitar, and I played it the entire show. I loved the way it sounded. I loved the way it sounded with the drums in our songs, and the feel, the neck, the strings, everything was so comfortable and sounded so great on this guitar that after the show, I walked up to Marshall and I said, "Yeah, I think I do want to buy this guitar from you." And he said, "Dude, that guitar is yours. It's not coming back to my house." And I was like, "Oh, well, I can't pay you for this right now." And he said, "No sweat, dude. You pay me whenever you can. Take it and you play that on the rest of the dates on the tour, and you keep playing it." And tell you what, I have. I love this guitar. It's well made. It sounds great. It's easy to play. It's very comfortable, lightweight. Excellent, excellent guitar. Hey, so thank you for joining me for this edition of Shit in John Wayne's Room, Guitar Edition. See you next time.